Hey guys, I am here for you on AMI Day 3. And as revealed in the Zoom that we just had, our author of the day is Briella Lane, and I'm going to read her reflective narrative number 1 because something that she did that I was really impressed with is she was able to incorporate those techniques that we've been learning, like narrative writing techniques, the narrative writing diamond. She was able to do that in a really concise way while still being able to use action words, use imagery phrases, use um, dialogue and an appropriate amount of dialogue that made the story better, but it didn't feel like it was a ping pong match with dialogue. I've talked about sometimes dialogue can be kind of hard to incorporate in a really effective way. She wrote a story about a time she had to make a choice, and her choice was she went down a hill on a bike with she was wearing a helmet, I think, but she ended up breaking her collarbone. And as you guys know, this happened this year. And so here's the story, the reflective narrative of a time she made a choice that she regretted. So I'm still doing reflective narratives number 1 as our author of the day. I've got a lot of those that I want to share with you guys. And so I'm reading hers because she was able to do it in a really concise and a short way. I might have to make 2 videos because I have to I have a time limit of 5 minutes, and as you guys have seen, it's kind of been cutting me off. So here we go. This is called The Failed Showoff. And I think it's going to be okay. There are a few moments where I'm going to actually do a revision so you can kind of see every essay that I share with you, although I'm saying these are like exemplary samples of writing, it doesn't mean they're perfect. And there are moments that I've found that I can show you guys some ways that she could have like revised those sections. So here we go. Failed show off. I adjusted my seating, gripped the bars firmly, and looked at Grace. She was sitting on her bike. Her long hair looked as if it was golden brown from the sunlight hitting her, but her face looked like she was trying to warn me not to do it. I looked into Grace's glass-covered eyes with a sign of courage sparkling in mine. I could feel the adrenaline coursing through me, ignoring the look she was giving me, which it builds suspense. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I want to get through the whole story, and then maybe my second video will be the revisions. Okay. It was my first day of middle school. Oh, my first day of middle school. Can you guys believe this happened on our first day of school? And my friend and I were playing underneath the warm evening sun. Come on, Grace, let's go, I shouted, pedaling as fast as I could and feeling the glorious rush of wind in my face. As we went over speed bumps, and I would say, this is where I would say revise that, as we bumped over the speed bumps, or as we, I don't know, what happens when you're going over a speed bump, bounced over speed bumps and around corners at a fast rate, all I could think about was going again. As we climbed our bikes up the below medium-sized hill, I looked down, thinking, how small the hill looked. I'm going to revise that in a second video, so y'all come back to me for that. We're going to make that work a little bit better. I looked at Aaron and his grandpa sitting on her porch, and then back at Grace. My heart lurched with excitement and pride to show off in front of them. Isn't that how all regret starts? I listened for the sound of a car coming, but heard nothing. I lifted one foot off the ground and onto a pedal, thinking about how good this will feel, and slowly pushed off to my descent and started pedaling as fast as I could at full speed without thinking. As I saw the car come my way, I went blank. The only thing I could think to do was to try to swerve out of the situation, of course. Instead of steering away, I ended up hitting my head and bike on the corner of the headlight, the part where the 2 pieces of metal meet. I blacked out before I could see what part of the car I hit. I woke up, 30 seconds. I woke up with Grace, Aaron, his grandma, and the driver of the car surrounding me. I looked around and saw my bike laying beside me. Immense pain filled my body as I started to cry. The driver of the vehicle asked me if I was all right. Immediately, I started apologizing for what I did to his car. It's all my fault, I kept saying. Much to my surprise, he only cared if I was all right. Aaron's grandma rushed to get me a chair, but before I could do anything,